We call this November 12th, 2024 regular meeting of the City of Coolidge City Council order. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance.
United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Norma, would you call the roll, please?
Councilmember Tom Bagnall.
Present.
Councilmember Audrey Saavedra. Councilmember Steve Hudson.
Here.
Mayor John Thompson.
Here.
Vice Mayor Jackie Henry.
Here.
Councilmember Tatiana Murrieta. She's absent. And Councilmember Eric Daniels.
Here.
We have a quorum, Mayor.
Thank you, Norma. Moving to call the public. This is the portion of the meeting where if you want to address the council, you have up to 3 minutes. If you do, please come up to the podium and give Norma your name and your residence, and you've got 3 minutes. Seeing nobody charging up, we're out of call the public. We'll move into approval of minutes, items 3 and 4. City Council regular meeting, October 14th, 2024, and City Council regular meeting, October 28th, 2024. Are there any discussion, corrections, comments regarding these meeting minutes of the regular meeting? If not, I would look for a motion to act.
Mayor, move to approve item number 3 and 4 as read.
Is there a second?
Second.
Motion and second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, thank you. Okay, that carries. We'll move into public hearings. Public hearing, item number 5, to receive public comments on the proposed zoning text amendment to the City of Coolidge zoning code, amending section 501 of the zoning code, agricultural uses and data centers from a principally permitted use to a conditionally permitted use. This is a public hearing. Who's got that? Gilbert, you? Okay.
Mayor Thompson, Vice Mayor Henry, council members, this text amendment came up as we were looking at, originally when we created the principally permitted uses in ag, it was around 2018, 2019. We thought it was a good idea. Down by iPads across 87, it's ag, and they were looking at putting in a data center there, so we did that to expedite that portion of it. Data centers are pretty new at the time. One thing, and you see them a lot in the valley, I think there's only over 90 of them, I believe, up in the valley, of data centers all over Phoenix and different outlying areas. But we really hadn't gotten anything here, and we're starting to call. And I had some that were inquiring, just not really themselves, but the realtors, about putting one pretty close to town. And I was like, uh-oh, I think I need to do something about that. So what we did, this is the fastest way we could put it in a public hearing, is just take it out of the principally permitted uses and then put it under conditional use. So it has to go to P&Z, and they can hear the location. If it's the right location, it's fine. It'll be approved. Then we go to site plan. But if it's not, then and we have opposition, the public can speak at it, and then P&Z can decide whether it's not the best place to put it, and we can control it that way. So that's why we did this, and we took it out of principally permitted uses and put it in conditionally permitted uses. Data centers, the newer ones now, the old ones, I guess I'll start with that, used a lot of water and a lot of power. The newer data centers now, the one we've researched, are more AI driven. They recirculate water, so they cool more probably like a car. They load up water and then they recirculate, but they don't keep using more and more water. And then they're more efficient. So we're seeing different varieties of them, but this would just cover them and make them go into conditional use. P&Z heard this at their November 6th hearing, and they recommended approval to you all, the amendment. And I'll answer any questions you may have.
Okay, any questions? This is a public hearing. Does anybody have anything to comment on that out in the audience?
Mayor, I have a couple questions.
Okay, go ahead.
Gilbert, can you just kind of explain a little bit more what the, I guess, intent and why we brought this initially? Were we getting a lot of interest of these type of projects coming?
we started getting more than, we had none. And then all of a sudden, we started getting some, but they weren't down at iPads, they were closer to the city. And that kind of caught my attention because they were a lot closer than we'd never anticipated them coming up that far. And the power lines that are there, I guess, along Bartlett Road, and some other roads, they're in different places. You know, they created the interest, I think. And it wasn't somebody wanted to locate there, but just the fact that I got called by some realtors on it brought it to my attention. So I thought I need to get ahead of this and bring it to you, P&Z, and to you all to get this at least in so we can control it under conditional use permit, like we do a lot of other things. That's how it came about.
Okay. So for moving it from, so right now, as it's principally permitted use, it doesn't go to P and Z?
No, it goes straight to site. It does go to P&Z, but only under site plan.
Okay.
So what they would do is they would submit a site plan. The site plan would go to P&Z. So P&Z would be reviewing the site plan for, you know, setbacks and other things like that, but they couldn't say yes or no to the use of the land because it was principally permitted. So that's why we put it under conditional. So they'll do conditional use permit. If they get approved, then that goes to P&Z again under the site plan. So the site plan doesn't go away, the review of that, but the conditional use will allow it to go to a public hearing and for anybody around that area.
Do you see this as kind of adding another layer if this potentially businesses want to go out by iPads now that they have to go through this new process for the conditionally permitted use? Do you see this kind of stifling business out there?
Mayor Thompson, Councilmember Daniels, no. And I apologize, I didn't explain. Data centers are allowed in C1, and which allows them in C2, or M1 and M2, or the industrial 1 and M2. I'm getting, so they're already allowed at iPads.
Okay.
So by right, they're principally permitted. They go to site plan. They're already entitled. So anywhere that we have industrial zoning, they can go there, and under either I1 or I2. But this was something with data centers we ag. So eventually we're doing some research on where other municipalities and other places have put the data centers, which of course we already have it in industrial. So if we wanted to, eventually say, okay, we can just take it out of ag completely and leave it only in the industrial zones. The thing is that with data centers, they're buildings that with a bunch of servers, computer servers, they don't do anything. They just sit there. The thing is, the older ones don't have as much employment as supposedly some of the newer ones. With the AI function, they generally can have up to 100 people per building, is what we've been told. In the old days, you had 5 or 6 people, and maybe that's it, that run it. There's a lot of the construction money, as one-time revenue that comes in for construction. The 3 or 4 years they're building all these things and all the money that's going into it. But once it gets going, it's fairly quiet, and it just runs itself, and it's just all internet-based, and they connect to a big trunk line, as AO or level 3 communications, somebody like that, and then information all over the world goes into these things, and they sell space, or they sell within the internet. They have certain names they call. And you look at the trunk line that has all the internet, how they handle it.
Okay. I wanted to, and I get it. This is more so for the ag, I guess,
Yes.
land uses. So as long as iPads is protected, I don't want to stifle growth in that area. But I'm good
Wouldn't
with
hurt
it.
iPads. That's all I
Okay.
have.
Anybody else?
Mayor, if there's no further discussion, I move to approve item number.
Oh, is
no
it
public hearing.
later?
Okay, so I didn't see anybody any other questions, so we'll move out of the public hearing. And we'll move into business items for consent. Is there any items that anybody on the council wants pulled off for individual consideration?
No, sir.
Okay, here we go. Item 6, consider approval of the application for permanent extension of premises patio permit submitted by Mr. Chad Knutson on behalf of the Coolidge Florence Elks, number 2350, to permanently expand their patio by 1,925 feet. Item 7, consider approval to unfreeze $200,000 in capital sales tax fund budget to purchase replacement computers for various departments and approving the purchase of said computers from SHI International Corporation utilizing the NASPO government contract. Item 8, consider approval of purchasing 2 electronic message boards in the amount of $42,363 for the Public Works Department utilizing the Gila River Indian Community Grant Funds, authorizing the mayor to sign the necessary documents. Item 9, consider approval of the Coolidge Municipal Airport Disadvantaged Businesses Enterprise Program FY 2025 to 2027 Goal and Methodology Report, authorizing the mayor to execute the necessary documents. Okay,
Mayor Thompson, I move to approve consent agenda items 6 through 9. Read.
is there a second?
Second.
Okay, motion and second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? All right, thank you. That carries. Business regular items, item 10.
Mayor, before we vote on number 10, I'd like to.
You're out of that? Okay. Norman, note for the record that Councilmember Hudson is not, he's abstaining from this. Item 10, consider approval to unfreeze capital sales tax fund in the amount of $49,146.67 to purchase a 2024 Silverado 1500 Crew Custom four-wheel drive truck from Garrett Motors for the Coolidge Municipal Airport, waiving the sealed bid requirements in the best interest of the city and authorizing the mayor to sign the necessary documents.
Good evening, Mayor and Council.
Good evening, Mr. Navarro.
Answer any questions? There we go. Mic check, 1 2 1 2.
Get those glasses checked so you can see that red color.
I know. I need some stronger glasses. Anyhow, good evening, Mayor and Council. I'll be happy to answer any questions you have about this item.
Does anybody have any questions on this? Is this already been approved? Is it in the budget?
Yes,
It
this has been
I
budgeted.
don't know, it was like 60,000 or something, wasn't it?
Yes, it was 60,000.
Okay,
The
all
cost of the vehicle is the 49,000 and change. We'll put beacons on it. We're going to put some retroreflective strips on it so it can be seen at night easily, and a PA system on it. So when James, or it won't be James anymore, but the new airport manager is out there running cattle off of the runway, he can actually get them on and yell at them to get off. And so we're going to put on some lighting and some stuff like that, but it shouldn't be too much. Probably another $4,500.
Because James can talk in cattle, right?
He can. He says, "Move."
Okay. Does anybody have any questions?
Yes,
Go ahead,
Mayor.
Liz, Mayor.
I had called Gilbert and asked, I was just kind of curious why we needed a four-wheel drive, and he felt that it was rough enough out there. I didn't think it was, but I was just kind of curious why four-wheel drive.
I can answer that.
James can.
We've always had a four-wheel drive. All the trucks that we got back in 2006 were four-wheel drive. The truck I have now
The
for
little
the
gray
airport
one is four-wheel drive?
Yeah,
Oh,
it's a
okay.
Z71, the gray one, or Z77, whatever the Colorados were. But no, it's used all the time, even when it's good weather. You know, there's places out there that, you know, you'll get stuck just in the powder out there. You know, when we're checking fence line, we're taking prospective tenants around, you know, touring the different areas. So there's a lot of use, and then you know we have a lot more territory now, and you know, we have consultants and other people that, you know, we just don't have room for. So they either have to follow in their vehicle, which isn't always the safest thing, or they just can't go just one at a time. So it's really going to help us kind of sell the airport and as well as the city too.
Okay, thank you.
Anybody else?
Mr. Myers, just real quick, I saw that we also have in the budget for a tractor out there as well. So is that something that we're still looking at, or is there a need for that, or?
Yeah, that's on the next agenda. See, I've had these for 2 years now. Last year, I gave them up for different studies for the new road. I figured, well, we could wait one more year so I could get the road engineering and the design completed so I could submit for a grant for the new roadways. I've given this up for a few years now. But now, you know, we're so far out of town, it takes the guys so long to drive the, you know, the equipment out there. I'd like to have my own equipment there dedicated. Right now, I think the mowers, is the mower repaired yet? That we,
No, the mower's still not repaired.
you know, there's a lot of things that it would really help, you know, Ben and I both for, as far as, you know, getting things done and done on time. But, you know, I have a lot of, you know, certain deadlines that I'd like to meet, and it's hard to meet them when, you know, we're tied to one mower.
Sure.
But yeah, and it's good when it comes under budget, and, you know, we're trying to buy locally, so.
Okay, yeah, I just wanted, because I know that's kind of important. You gotta keep it cleaned up out there and everything, because it can look pretty bad if you let it go too long, so.
Yeah, just a few rains, you know.
Yeah.
Weeds and everything starts coming back, so.
Perfect, thank you.
And just to touch on the mower and the mower deck, we pulled numbers and with Caterpillar, and so it's actually coming out to just over 77,000 for the mower and the mower deck, so everything would be under budget quite a bit. So
Great.
we're getting a pretty good deal on that, too.
Terrific, thank you.
Okay. Anything else? I think we're still on 10, so I'm gonna need a motion to act.
Mayor, move to approve item number 10 as read.
There's
Second.
Okay, motion is second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Oh, there she is. Okay. All right, that motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you. Item 11, ordinance number 24-13. An ordinance of the City of Coolidge, Arizona, amending Section 501 of the zoning code, agricultural uses and data centers from a principally permitted use to a conditionally permitted use.
Mayor Thompson, Vice Mayor Henry, council members, this is the ordinance that approves and makes the text amendment happen as we go forward. So it'll be a 30-day and then it'll take effect.
Okay. Do we need any further discussion on that? All
Mayor,
right.
there's no further discussion. I move to approve item number 11, ordinance number 24-13 as read.
Second.
All right, Norma.
Councilmember Daniels?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Henry?
Yes.
Councilmember Hudson?
Yes.
Councilmember Saavedra?
Yes.
Councilmember Bagnell?
Yes.
And Mayor Thompson?
Yes,
Thank you.
thank you. Okay. Report from the mayor and council. Start down here with Councilmember Bagnell.
Okay, well, first, is this the last meeting for
Next one.
Daniels and, oh, you still got one more to go?
You're
got
blessed.
another
Okay, good, then I just wanted to give you a little bit of harassment, but I'll wait till the next meeting, so. So, no, I have nothing, thank you.
Okay.
I have nothing to add.
I have nothing.
I attended the Veterans Day Parade and watched it on, somebody recorded it. It was really nice. And I want to let everyone know that the Coolidge Cotton Patchers gave out 16 quilts of valors that day after the parade. And since 2019, we've done, just with the Quilts of Valor alone, 115, and that's when they started keeping track of it. So that's quite a few veterans that we've reached out to, Quilts of Valor. I just have one comment that I wanted to make. I spoke to Mr. Garcia the other day, and it seems like this year, the budget year, we started purchasing earlier than normal. And we usually wait and, wait for some more monies to come in and stuff like that. So I just want us to be careful with that in the future.
Okay, thank you. Gilbert?
Yes, and Gabe and I have been talking about that, so we'll be meeting with everybody, just making sure that we spread things out a little more, so we have as much money coming in as we're spending, so it levels it out a little more. But everybody complains about the roads, so it's great that Ben does such a great job of fixing them, because that's the biggest complaint we get. But we got a little further ahead, so we used a little more money. But he's done a great job with the roads, so you don't want to slow somebody down that's doing a great job. So, but you're right, we have to watch that, and we will. Gabe and I have talked about it already, and we'll watch that and spread it out a little more. And then just, is I sent the weekly report to you all. I hope everybody got it. I emailed it out, kind of about all the events that happened this Veterans Day weekend. It was really good. Everything from, all the events at the parade, and then we did the other events that happened under the Ramada for the quilts, and then I went to the Elks, and the American Legion had their USO event, so there's quite a few events. Quickly, there is I believe, a luncheon that the Chamber is proposing, I think December 18th. I'll send you more information, but I believe we're having it at Nicola if it works out, and that's where they're planning to do it, so that's what they're talking about. We also have the Coolidge Fly-In December 7th coming up. Just for information, generally, the city Christmas in the Park and Light Parade is scheduled for December 13th. I know I'm a little ahead of it. That way, everybody can plan about it. And then Wreaths Across America is December 14th, 2024. It's a ways out, but we'll just keep so everybody's aware. And that's all I have, Mayor.
Okay, thank you. Well, it's my third meeting today. I've noticed that we have been spending quite a bit of money, but I figured since, Mayor Shope was coming back, he was broke when we left, and I thought, well, he'd feel at home if we didn't have any money when we came back. So he's used to that. He's a trooper. But, we'll need to take a look at it and see how it's going. The money will start rolling in. The receivables will start coming in, and so we will see where we stand. We'll have a little better idea. But anyway, if we don't have anything else, I need a motion to adjourn.
So move.
Okay, Norman, choose your poison.
Yep, I got it.
Okay, all right. Thank you,
you.
everybody.
Aye.
Oh, we need a vote.
Oh.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, thank you. We're adjourned. Thank you.
Thank you, Audrey.